Thanks for joining me. I know we had a tough time getting to get connected with each other. You just got back from the Chicago Sky game. How was that for you?
I did. It was good. Yeah, we're here visiting Courtney and Allie. So Courtney's the godmom to my two kids,
Oh,
my wife's two kids, and so yeah, just coming to visit before school starts, and it's fun. It was a little less fun because obviously Courtney's been out this
yeah.
year, so but it's been good to just be able to spend some time and getting to watch the hometown Storm go up against her team. So kids enjoyed it. We had a good time. It was a lot of fun.
Of course, Steven's talking about Courtney Vandersloot, one of the
Yes.
all-time greatest Zags to ever come through the program. You have played with a lot of fantastic players during your college basketball span on the men's side. Just right off the bat, who did you just love playing with? Is there any favorites that you're kind of willing to share?
Yeah. I mean, I tell people all the time that the like my favorite backcourt mate, like with the person that I clicked best with on the floor, I think my whole time playing, up there is Matt Bolden.
Mm,
Just his size, his feel for the game. We had a really good connection during our time together, and I mean, he was just such a high IQ player, like a lot of Zags are.
yeah.
But for me, it was just the way he saw the game, the way we were able to play off one another was special. And I mean, I played with, like you said, a lot of talented guys.
You
Like,
sure did.
I mean, I, the team that I played with my sophomore year was, I mean, we had Pargo at the point. Micah Downs is one of the most talented individuals.
Underrated.
Uh, yeah, super underrated, athletic, could handle a little bit, could shoot it. Um, and then we had Austin and Heitfeld, and I mean it was a squad. So yeah, definitely. But for me, Matt made my life so easy. My junior year, especially, I didn't have to worry about too much, and he took a lot of the load and a lot of the responsibilities. And I don't think he got enough credit for what he was able
Mm.
to do with the young group that we had, especially losing a lot of those older guys that we had his junior year, my sophomore year.
I'm surprised one person you didn't say, Kelly Olynyk, considerably one of the
Yeah.
best players to ever come through the program. I'm just curious, what was that like? What was his leadership style kind of like while during his time there? Because he
Yeah,
really stepped up.
yeah. So Kelly was it was interesting because he was um trying to think. So my was his I think his freshman year
Uh-huh.
was my junior year because he came in with was it Sam and GJ,
Uh-huh. I
I
think
want to
so, yeah.
say. So
Hmm.
I think it was like his freshman year was the year that I spent with Matt, and then my senior year it was his sophomore year. So he was
Hmm.
still like kind of finding
Yeah.
himself, and I remember talking to him a little bit and just getting his story and not realizing that he was a 6'4" guard for a big part of his high school career, and then he sprouted up late,
Yeah.
and so he was still kind of finding or getting used to being a post player and finding out like what that balance was like, guard skills in a big man's body. And so it was after that year he redshirted and
Hmm.
then came back and like
Exploded.
honestly was he like when I saw him that year he came back he was a completely different player like and I think he really like put the time in and just committed to basketball. And I remember talking to him and just like, he's like, Steve, honestly, the game is so easy. Like when you just put that first, and it was like just hearing his understanding and his perspective, it was like the maturity, like in that redshirt year paid dividends, right? And it kind of set up this kind of blueprint or this model, I think, for
Hmm.
guys at Gonzaga
Yeah.
that it was like, you get this taste of what college basketball is like. And they were so loaded in the front court that they were able to survive and I mean excel. Um, but and then to be able to have a year to focus on yourself and
Hmm.
reintegrate with the team.
Hmm.
I just give him a lot of credit for what he was able to do with his time away from the games.
Yeah, a lot of it has to go towards the Gonzaga coaching staff during that red shirt season and the off season, hitting the gym and all that. Because there's been a lot of players throughout the years that have gone through that, and you just see them completely change the next season. It's wonderful to see, and that was the case with Kelly Olynyk. Um, you know, over this span of this great run for the Zags. Gonzaga's non-conference scheduling just seems to gradually keep getting better and tougher and tougher. You were a part of some great games against some tough power conferences during the non-conference power conference opponents, I should say.
Mhm.
But how does Mark View keep doing this and keep competing against these tough teams in the non-conference with all these different players from different walks of life through multiple generations? Because we're talking about almost going on 30 years now, and he keeps winning against these tough opponents.
Yeah, I mean, it's credit to him, credit to the staff and the people that he puts around him. Um, I mean, that's one thing that I is so unique,
Hmm.
is just the continuity of the program, right? They do a really good job of recruiting
Hmm.
character guys, high character guys, high IQ guys, and people that are bought into the program and like what Gonzaga stands for and what it means to be a Zag.
Yeah.
And I mean that starts with the template that was set, you know, with Munson and his group,
Hmm.
and carried over to, you know, the Blake Steps and then the Ravios, the Turyoffs, Morrison, like kind of like local or
Yeah.
under the radar guys, and they kind of set the tone for what is expected. And then as you know, more success happens, they keep the same principles, the same core, but they're able to um, get more creative. They're able to expand um, what they do as coaches with higher talent, higher caliber guys.
Hmm.
And I mean, it was only a matter of time before, you know, I think that that switch kind of turned, because I think watching them play, like you see a lot of, it's the same character, like the same um, through lines, the same bloodline that kind of keeps Gonzaga what it is, and keeps fans appreciating. I
Yeah.
think what we stand for as a program, and I mean it's pretty special. And I hear him say all the time, it's one of the greatest things in sports, what he's been able to do and what the program's been able to do. And so just to be a part of it is, you feel pretty honored to be one of the guys that they sought out as fitting the mold, you know.
I love when watching on TV in these non-conference games or tournaments, whether it's in Maui, whether it's in Portland or Las Vegas, just watching the crowd and seeing how all these different Zags are former Zag alumni coming to see the team. It's really cool to see that during the non-conference, whether it's on TV or in person. Talking about the tough non-conference opponents you played. You played against one really tough March Madness team, and I know it's a sore subject, I'm sure still, even after all these years, but I had to bring it up. That heartbreaking loss in the 2009 March Madness. But I'm a Golden State Warriors guy. I grew up in the Bay Area. I live in the Bay Area. What was that experience like playing against Steph Curry in the NCAA tournament when he just went berserk and dropped 40 points on us?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's I tell people because I get asked that quite a bit,
Oh, you did.
and it's
Good.
like, yeah, it's
Okay.
like I feel like that was when Stephen Curry became Steph Curry.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I put it. Like, I mean, it was just we didn't know what we were kind of walking into, right? Like, we knew we had prepared, and you know, their point guard at the time led the nation in assists, and
Yep.
it's no surprise why. But I remember uh, just going into that game, and Tommy Lloyd had sat down with me, and he's like, you know, like we're gonna start you on him, and you know, you're kind of prepared for this, and you know, I'm buying into it, feeding into it, like yeah, like he's the leading scorer, but you know, we're Gonzaga, like we'll be
Yep.
all right. And I just remember just how hard he worked and how efficient he was with like his
Mhm.
movements, and how like his IQ was crazy, and he just ran the floor hard every time, and every option had a counter to it. Specifically, I remember one play, like he had got me into the air, like on the left elbow,
Mhm.
got me with a little lift fake, bumped into me, shot it with his left hand, and
I,
banked it in.
I
And
remember that.
yeah,
Yes.
I remember thinking at the time, like this is the luckiest day of this guy's life. And
How's this kid doing this?
yeah, and then you go and you watch where the career goes, and you go back and look at it, and you're like, oh no, like that wasn't luck at all. Like he was just like that, and we just didn't know yet,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
But it's awesome, and his documentary came out a few years ago, and I had
Yeah,
a
it did.
bunch of people sending me clips of like our game against it because I made an appearance in it, and it's just like it's very cool to kind of have that tie and to be able to have that moment because it's a special moment.
Yeah.
That was my first NCAA tournament game, and you grow up and you watch the thing for all these years growing up, and for that to be, I mean, even though it was a tough loss, like
Hmm.
it's the best game I had in the term.
It's
Yeah,
true.
best. Yeah, like outside, like my senior year, I had a good one against St. John's, but
Yeah.
that game is probably the most memorable game I've been a part of. And as far as NCAA tournament, personally, as far as NCAA tournament games go, but
Yeah.
um, so I mean,
Like you said, I mean,
yeah, it's special.
it's the game that Steph Curry became Steph Curry, which is pretty unbelievable to be a part of. And it's also unbelievable that he's still doing it 16 years later at that same level, pretty much. Moving over to your lengthy professional career overseas, you spanning from actually 2011 to 22, I believe. You went
Hmm.
to places. I love talking to Zags about their professional careers, life in Latvia, France, Lebanon, Greece, Croatia, Bosnia, and
Yeah.
Israel. Those are a lot of different places around the world. But tough question. What was kind of one of your favorite memories? It could be on or off the court during that time, because experiencing life
Mhm.
overseas is a lot different than in the States.
Yeah, I mean, my time in Greece was very special to me. Um, my our son, he
Mm.
came over to Greece. He was born in the States, but came over to Greece after being, I mean, he was like 2 weeks old at the time. So his early memories and growing up were in Greece.
Oh wow.
And our daughter, she went to school there for 3 years, and the clubs that I played for were very family oriented, and so it was like. Um, they helped us find a school. We were living, in Athens at the time, and um, I mean, it was so special because we have these 2-day practices at the start of preseason, but then we spent so much time there that we knew locals, and
Hmm.
so we'd go to like these little beach spots and take the Americans there, and it feels almost like vacation in the middle of this like what is your the hardest part of kind of your job, and
Hmm.
so just the off the court time spent, and I had some good success with those teams, and so um, just that balance and the memories that were created. Like on our trip here in Chicago, we found a Greek spot, and we were able to find bugatsa, which is like a Greek dish that my
Hmm.
son loves a lot, and he hasn't had it since we left, and
Oh,
so
okay.
this is the first time we had it, and so it's like even now, it's like we still have these fond memories and connections to the life that was built there, and so
Yeah.
it's very special.
It's really important for any professional athlete in whatever sport it is to really have that balance between family and your sport, finding that healthy mix. So that's good to hear that that was the case for you with your family and your kids. We were talking on LinkedIn a little bit, and I just saw you post about this new chapter in your life, the Stephen Gray
Mhm.
basketball. Love to hear what that's all about. The platform's yours to promote it.
Oh man, no, honestly, it's just coming back to where my heart is. COVID kind of took
Hmm.
my family. They ended up going back home just because of the restrictions being overseas,
Sure.
and so I finished out like another year, the half of the season, and then I played one more year before taking a job as the athletic director at Marple Street Tribal School.
Hmm.
And then I did that for a few years, but started training on the side just to fill a void
Yeah,
because
of
it kind of ended so abruptly.
course.
And so yeah, we started Stephen Gray basketball not too long ago, and it's been passion. Like it is being able to teach basketball, create an environment that I wish um, I had, as far as like how I feel. Youth should be taught the game, right?
Yeah.
I see a lot of um, philosophies, different styles as far as like trainings and AAU and the environments and the culture, and just trying to find a space that is safe for and comfortable for all kids to come and explore and learn the game and com fall in love with like competing,
Hmm.
right? It's like I feel like when I was growing up, it was coming from a small town. I felt very uncomfortable, kind of expanding myself, like. Mm, uh, am I good enough? Does it like, is it, do I fit in with this group? Can I compete at this level? And there's all this stress and pressure that comes with that. And it's like, if I can create a space where kids can explore and feel comfortable to try to be the best that they can or envision themselves as the pros or the college players that they see on TV and like
Hmm.
really like go outside of their comfort zone and understand that we're all, uncomfortable in these situations and we all have different journeys, but we can support one another in that and we can, compete with one another in a good way because that's the only way that we're going to be able to get better is through making mistakes and through learning. And that's where the growth happens. And so that's kind of the message that I'm trying to build is that basketball is for everybody. And
It's fun.
it's, it is, and it's special because it's like it's one sport where you have to kind of be selfish to help the team, right? Like
I
you
hear you.
want to be the best that you can be, but it's all to help the greater good of the team, and that's the goal within it. And it's so applicable to life, and I think it's just a great space to be able to teach life lessons and it starts with kids falling in love with it, and so I try to make things fun and make things game environments and um, so that way it translates and it's not necessarily the on-air drills and the,
Hmm.
the the cones and the things that
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily like when I was a kid and just creating an environment that kids can explore and they're getting better, right? And they're going to
Yeah.
be feel more confident. So yeah, I'm just doing a lot of trainings, camps, coaches clinics, things like that, and just coming from a place of passion and love and wanting to be able to share that the knowledge and everything that I have with this next generation.
Wow, that sounds like a really exciting new basketball venture for you, making basketball fun again for kids. So I really wish you the best of luck in that new career path for you. One funny one or one final funny question for you, because and then I'll let you go. I was looking at this old profile interview, right, on West Coast Conference's YouTube page, and you were rocking the legendary dreadlocks, of
Yeah,
course. And something came up, and I was like, "Wait, what?" You caught the acting bug and you indulged in the dramas a little bit during your time at Gonzaga with the Romeo and Juliet play.
yeah, yeah.
Love to hear more about that and like which thespian or movie actor do you compare your acting style to?
Oh man, I don't even know. Actually, what's funny is I heard just on this trip in Chicago that Pargo maybe got into acting a little bit, did
Oh,
his own
yeah, that's right. He
movie.
got a movie that just came out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
that's
And so I was
crazy,
like,
right?
so I was like, maybe I'm inspiring even the people from before. But no, yeah, no, that was a great time, and I just really wanted to do something different. It's funny because it started, at summer school
Uh-huh.
at GU, and one of my freshman dorm mates was in a play, and we went to just go support during the summer. And he's like, "Oh, you should try, auditioning, da da da." And so, we're hanging out, made a promise like, yeah, I'll audition for the next play in the fall. And, one thing led to another. I did the first play, and then Kelly, we're at lunch one day, and Kelly's asking me about like, how is it? Is it fun? And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, come check it out. So he ended up getting into it. But I just like that was so nerve-wracking, and like I don't think I'm talented enough to say that I can compare myself to anybody. Anybody. Maybe one of those Hallmark Christmas movie actors or
Okay.
something. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, hey, that's still acting. That's
yeah,
still
yeah,
acting.
yeah. So, but no, that was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Awesome. You're not just a basketball player, Steven. You're a lot more. You're a businessman, you're an actor. You do it all. So glad to hear that. Thanks for sharing that. And thanks for joining me, man. Slipper Still Fits appreciates it. And good luck in that new business venture. Say hi to Courtney Vandersloot. Say hi to the kids, all that. Best of luck.
I will do, and I appreciate what you guys are doing. It's great. I love what you're doing for the Zag community and for Zag Nation. So keep doing the good work and definitely appreciate it.
Thanks, Steven. Appreciate it.